welcome back to Just Code It. Today we're gonna be expanding on our first sentiment analysis app and making it so it can take in a stock ticker, read news for that stock ticker like Apple, and give a sentiment analysis score to the news. The first app we did is running on the right now. It was super simple. We just hit analyze the sentiment and it would analyze it for you using TextBlob. The new app we're doing is running right here. You can define the number of articles for it to look at, define a ticker, and analyze. It goes and fetches the news and then goes to the news article and fetches the actual text. After it does that, it gives you a drop down for more information about each one, providing the sentiment and polarity. It also gives the overall sentiment, polarity, and subjectivity for each one, and then you can just clear it out. Pretty simple app. You can use a lot of the functionality in this app for stock trading and use it as a pipeline. The structure of this app is going to be a bit more complex than the previous one. I decided to split it up a little bit, and the files that we're going to be working with are main.py, config.py, ui.py, data.py, sentiment.py, and scraper.py. You can probably imagine what each one of these files does. Then we just have our requirements. Let's just get moving to the main. So this is the main function, or essentially the event loop. What we are doing here is importing a lot of the other files that we create and then just calling the methods that we need. We have set up the page, initialize session state, and things like that. Moving down though, here in step 5, you can see we are adding a little bit of functionality here, where we're doing the input box and then 2 columns for both of the buttons right here. Finally, we have, I believe this is actually maybe in the wrong spot. Let me check this out real quick. Nope, definitely not. If you come down a little bit farther, you can see our 2 columns where we have the analyze button and the clear button. 8 here, you can see, I jumped to the top. I keep doing that. In step 8 here, you can see how we have this if statement that checks to see if the button's clicked. So if the button analyze is clicked, we then perform the stock news analysis. And then if we get a result, we display it to the screen. Alternatively, if the analysis was already performed, we then display the results as well. So that keeps the results up there after the process is run. Finally, we just have the if name equals main, run main. So that is it for the main file. Moving on to the config. The config will be even quicker than that though. We just have setup page. This should be familiar to everybody. And initialize session state. Here we're going through just initializing ticker, average polarity, average subjectivity, overall sentiment, news df, eyes, combined sentiment, analyst performed, which is a Boolean, and news articles. This is where you set the news article default value. So we're setting it here, and then we're going to read it into the sidebar. If you look at the sidebar, we have our settings, number of articles to analyze between 1 and 10. And then here we're grabbing the session state and passing it a default of 3 if it's not set, but we always have it set because we've initialized our variables. So this doesn't really matter, but it's good practice. That is it for the config. Moving on to the UI. I know we're going through these parts fast, but we want to get to the actual meat of the application pretty soon. To start out, we're just going to start with throwing 2 of them in here. Let's do always rerun. This is just creating the main section, not super important. We have the display combined sentiment. So this will display those combined sentiments here. I guess nothing's going to show up because we're not feeding it anything. On second thought, I think we're going to come back to this. I think it would probably be better to get some data into it first. So let's move on to data.py. Data.py, what we're doing is we're grabbing the raw data from yFinance. The first method here is get stock news. Let's take a look at the get stock news method. What the get stock news method does is it uses yFinance and searches the ticker symbol that we pass in. We're grabbing the defined number of news articles .news, which grabs the news from it. Then we're gonna grab the news using yFinance, search, pass it the ticker symbol and the number of news articles, which grabs the articles. We're going to print them for debugging, and then have another check here, which checks the length to make sure we're grabbing the right number of articles. If it does not have the right number, we're just going to return an empty list. Also, if it errors, we're just going to pass back the exception and the ticker symbol. After we get the data, we're then going to process that article. We take in a single article and extract and analyze its contents, so we get the text from it. To do this, we're going to use Beautiful Soup. The process article method, what it does is it processes a single article. This is going to get us the drop down where it gives us the sentiment for that specific article, and then we roll it all up at the end. We're going to iterate over this method and process all the articles. We're just going to have a status with whichever article we're processing, this status text. After that, we're going to grab the URL from the article, get the title, and get the summary. We're going to use these to go to the URL and see if we can get more text. Then we're going to use the title and the summary to do sentiment analysis on. After defining the article URL, title, and summary, we're going to create the headline text by adding the title and the summary together. Then we're going to pass it into the analyze sentiment, which gives us the headlines polarity, subjectivity, sentiment, and we'll grab an emoji from it. This is another method that we create up here, which is going to be in the sentiment from sentiment. This method has not been created yet, but we will. After analyzing the sentiment of just the headline, we're then going to try to extract the full text from the URL. If there is a URL, we're going to go to it and extract it using this method. This method is also in the scraper. We haven't gotten there yet, so hold on. I know this is a bit of a mess right now, but stay with me. It'll start making sense pretty soon. We're just going to add a sleep so we don't get clocked as a bot. Moving to the article full text. If we're able to get the full text from the article, we're then going to do the sentiment analysis that we did on the headline text with the full text. Finally, we have an else statement that catches it if we're not able to extract the full article text, and that lets the user know that we're only using the article headline text. At the very bottom, we're returning a dictionary with a bunch of information where we're going to pass it the title, publisher, link. All the information for this article is just going to be wrapped up in this JSON dictionary object. What this return really represents is all the information that we are using for a single article. By appending multiple of these together, we can then combine them and get averages. All the information for a single article is going inside this dictionary, and it'll just make it easier to find later. The next method we got up is the method for analyzing stock news sentiment. This analyzes the stock news sentiment for articles. What the analyze stock news sentiment does is wrap up a few of these other methods and format some text for us. We're going to grab all the articles using get stock news. This is just error catching right here. Show our progress bar and then create an empty element that we can fill in later. This is essentially a placeholder. Up next, we're going to create some empty lists to iterate over our news articles. For each news article, we're going to process that article, which was the method we just did. And remember, it returns that big JSON dictionary object. Appending it together. After appending the results, we're going to create a bigger object where we do the all articles text and then sentiment analysis on that. Here, we're just appending that raw text to the all articles text. At the end of this for loop, we're going to iterate that progress bar. Then we're going to clear the progress bar and the status text after we break out of the for loop. After clearing the progress indicators, we then iterate over the results and remove the raw text because we don't want that when we create our data frame. Then we PD data frame, pass it the results. That creates a nice clean data frame for us to use. Now we're starting to get close to the end where we calculate the aggregate metrics. We just do a little bit of checking, average polarity, average subjectivity, then we give it a positive, negative, neutral. Else we just pass it some zeros and say it's neutral. After creating those aggregates, we're then going to do the full text and do it all at once because it can be a bit different. It's not as simple as adding text together. We'll have the same sentiment as an aggregate of the same text. Here we combine, we use all the text, and then we do the combined sentiment, and it just returns that combined sentiment information. Last but not least for this method, we're returning a bunch of variables. Average polarity, average subjectivity. The final method for the data.py file is perform stock news analysis. If you've noticed, each one of these methods has been wrapping the other one up into it. We first got the news, processed a single article, then performed the processing on all the articles and got our stats. Now we're rolling it all up and adding Streamlit components with it and structuring it just the way we want it. The first thing we're going to do is check if there's a ticker. If not, we're going to show a warning and return none. Next, we check if there is a result for this ticker already. If there is, we're going to use that. We don't want to recompute it. There is not already a result. We move on to the else and perform the analysis where we show a spinner and grab the article number of articles. Let's switch that to 3. We get the number of articles that we want, and then we pass this information into the analyze stock news sentiment. So this is why we wrapped everything up. We call this once and it will perform get stock news for us. Moving down, we're going to save all this to our session state. Last but not least, we're checking to see if we got any news. If it's empty, we're going to show a warning. The next file we're going to take a look at is scraper.py. Here we're extracting the text from the article. We're not doing anything fancy. What would probably be better is using something like Firecrawl or Crawl4AI, which can extract Markdown, which is better for language models to read. What we're doing is using Beautiful Soup to grab as much information from this article as we can. We use request to get the URL. After getting the response, we check it to make sure it passed. Then pass it to Beautiful Soup, grab the response.text, which is HTML, and the text is essentially HTML, so we're going to use the HTML parser. This makes us a little soup. From the soup, we remove the scripts, styles, headers, footers, and navs. So we're trying to strip it down to just the body. Then to help it, we're just going to grab the paragraphs. So find all the paragraphs, grab them, and essentially return the paragraph text. The one thing I did notice when extracting the text, though, was it always gave me this text because I do not have a premium account, so it didn't skew the results. Just remove it. So you might need to get rid of this if you're dropping in Twitter or something like that. Finally, we're just going to return exceptions if there are any exceptions. Oh, I forgot. Throw a try up there. Moving on, this is our last file before we head back to the UI. I'm just going to throw everything in here because this is taking too long. The first method is analyze sentiment, which we use TextBlob. We used this in the previous one. It's like Spacey, if you've ever used Spacey, but it's specific for sentiment analysis. It's really quick too. So we're going to use blob, sentiment, polarity, grab all the information we want from the text. After passing that in, then we're going to classify it positive, negative, neutral, give it an emoji, return all that information. If you remember, we use this right up here, analyze sentiment. We're getting all that information back. The next and final method in here is calculate combined sentiment. I'm assuming you're going to be able to guess what this one does. It just calculates the combined sentiments and then returns all those combined scores. Nothing too fancy there, though. I don't know if you can see this, though. It is just calling the previous one because we're just passing it all the text. It doesn't really matter. We're just calling the same thing and getting the same response, but just passing it more text. That's all the functionality. Now let's go back to the UI and make sure this is all displaying. Let's also reload this and just see if everything's working. Yep, we're fetching some data. Yep, it's probably not going to display stuff right though because we haven't put that in there yet. It might go for, oh no, here it goes. Why is it taking so long? We're definitely going to move this down to 1 going forward, clear results. Okay. So jump back to the ui.py file and let's get moving on that one. The ui.py file has these 5 methods. The first one I think we already did. It's just the title. The next one displays the information down here. So that subheader, and then gives you a little bit of information. After that, it creates those 3 columns. In the first column, we're just going to have metrics. The next method is display the combined sentiment. This method displays all this combined information right up here. Then we'll create this little drop down for the individual. We're just going to have those 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. Display the metrics we want there. Moving on. Now we're essentially doing the exact same thing, but we're going to do it for each individual article. What we should have done probably is made a method that we can call and pass title or some things like that, but I did not do that. So we're going to have a little bit of repeating here. What this method is essentially doing though is containerizing or making a component out of this display article details, and it will then display these article details, and we'll wrap this with, I guess it will be the next method, we'll wrap it with this expander. We can just call this in a loop. I should just throw that on the screen instead of just talking about it. So the next method is display news articles. We're going to iterate over all the news articles and throw the details inside the expander, and then call display article details to throw everything from that component inside of it. That's how we get this nice dynamic functionality. The last method is display analysis results. Like all the other ones, kind of brings everything together and calls display combined sentiment and display news articles. We're doing this so we can call one thing in the main instead of calling both. It's me being lazy and not wanting to import a lot of stuff. So I essentially just wrapped them all up at the end and created the page as you would do. That should be it though. I think we can go back to the actual app now, reload. Let's drop that down to 2 because I don't feel like spending a lot of time. Let's just try a new one. Google. Let's analyze Google right now. The day I'm doing this though, the stock market is up a lot. So I'm assuming it's all going to be positive. A cool thing to do here would be to allow it to select a date so you could go back in time. I think that would be pretty interesting. I don't know if you can do that with yFinance, but you can probably do it with another API. But here we have positive subjectivity. What's a stock that everybody rips on right now? Boeing. Let's try to find one negative stock right now. It used to be fast. Ha, all right. So we did find a negative with Boeing. Knew it. We only looked at one article. But yes, it's a negative polarity, and subjectivity is decent. That is how this app works. You can clear the results and reset it, add up to 10 articles. If someone wants to do a date selector, that would be cool. Or honestly, connecting this to Twitter or a real-time feed would be nice. Let me know if you have any questions down below. I know I flew through this. Sorry, I ran out of time and need to get back to work. So I kind of just went as fast as I could for the last half of this. But if you have any questions, comment down below. I also have the GitHub link in the description. Just copy it if you need to. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time.